We use it as our central GL database. We have a lot of different kind of technology solutions that we use around it. But at the end of the day, everything needs to feed into NetSuite. It's our single source of, financial record and everything like that. The big thing that NetSuite addressed for us was the multi-subsidiary. So in real estate development, we have every single one of our projects is a different entity. We have multiple different operating companies as well. We have subsidiaries of those that need to consolidate and eliminate intercompanies and all of that. And so that was our big problem solve for NetSuite. We moved from QuickBooks Desktop previously, and so it saved us a ton of time there. And yeah, that's yeah. Yeah, so I already mentioned the intercompany, which saves me a ton of time. Being able to book entries across multiple subsidiaries all at once is a huge time save. I also really value the way that it integrates with some other technology solutions, and I'm going to shout out to Ramp right now. I implemented that last summer, and for credit card spend, and being able to not have to spend hours reconciling credit card and having all the data feed right into NetSuite instantly without any kind of reconciliation needed is a huge time save. And it's not just Ramp that does that. We've used Stamply as well for AP, and it does that. We recently implemented Rippling to handle HR and payroll. And so that's one of the big things and that was a big selling point for me too, was being able to find these other solutions that can automate and make us very scalable, but they all talk nice with API direct kind of integrations with NetSuite. I think there's the challenge of NetSuite of just navigating how big it is. It's also, I don't think it's always the most user-friendly platform. It's taken me, that's been a part of my process. I feel like I've been implementing still for 2 years of just learning how to, there's so many different things you can do, which is great, and that's what I really like about it, but it's also, it's not the most intuitive or user-friendly software, I'd say. I'd say 9 out of 10. I definitely think it's not for everybody, but I think, I recommend it to people, especially in my own industry that I talk to. I think it's, it's not as popular for a real estate platform, but I think for our case and use, I think it works great, and I'm very, very happy with the decision 2 years later. So yeah, in our business, where it's really well suited is, like I said, kind of not only our multi-subsidiary kind of management, but we also being able to creatively, so we have to, in real estate, we have things like carried interest and different investment valuations. So it's been really unique in that I can keep all of those in kind of one account, but using different classifications, I can, break out which investment is worth which amount. I can break out between the dollars we've put into it versus what our valuation, our current quarterly valuation is of it. Being able to get a snapshot picture of all of that without having to, pull together a bunch of different Excel files and all of that has been another big improvement of ours. One place that it's definitely lacking, I think, and we've had to, and this was part of my whole ERP search process, so we have an in-house property management company because we build apartment complexes and then we have to manage them. And I was trying to find an all-in-one solution, and I looked at things like, Yardi or MRI. I didn't like them as much for the intercompany and other things, the things that I love about NetSuite. So we've had to, I realized we just have to work in two different systems. We have a separate property management system for the property level books, and then I import them into NetSuite. But I think that's just kind of one of those things that it just, it's not going to be able to do everything. We evaluated, so I personally, in prior experience, I'd worked with MRI and Yardi in different roles, whether it be in auditing from public accounting or working on real estate funds at a prior role of mine where I was kind of a fund administrator. So I've worked, MRI, Yardi, we evaluated Sage, we looked at Acumatica. I think for us, it gave us, knowing that I couldn't have all-in-one, whether it be, handle everything down to the nitty-gritty of the tenant ledgers and the property management, which is just one small part of our business. I thought it just fit the best of encompassing our business in that we both we have a lot of different types of businesses, whether it be, we have office properties, we have the apartments, we have our actually operating companies, ourselves that are managing all these different projects and they're all in different phases. So some are, you're building and developing, other things you're having just operating financials. That's where it fit best for us. For that, I think it being able to cover as much of that core business functionality that we needed of the way that we run our actual operating companies and business. But, with it also being able to act as the central database as well. So even where we had to have outside solutions, like I said, AppFolio, or we're importing financials from third-party property managers on some other stuff, it's easy to feed the data into NetSuite too, and it be that central database while also, handling a vast majority of our company's processes. For a company like ours, and I think it's great for, with all the roles and you can set up for different people, but for, somebody that has to be kind of a one-man band in accounting, it's a very powerful system to be able to automate and do a lot of those things. It's just been positive of just time saving, finding different automations of our processes, being able to get better visibility into our financials too, whether it be at, the individual project levels of, whether it be through classification of data, customizing reports to get better insights to cash flows, and then just kind of time save too of, I mentioned the intercompany elimination and being able to close and all that type of stuff, which saved me hours and hours that I would have to do at the end of the year. But also too, having the multi-book is really powerful too, in that, we report on our kind of operating and our real estate valuations. But at the end of the day, we, being able to have a separate kind of tax books as well to be able to quickly be able to reconcile to when I'm giving information to my tax accountants in the beginning of the year helps get us K1s to our investors, which is a whole big thing. It's just all of those little things add up, and the big thing is the saving time, while also still giving us, the visibility and insight that we need to better run our business and, just better monitor it. Yes. 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 That's a tough one to answer. I'd say yes, because we got it done, but it's one of those things that, you never know what you're getting into with implementation until you get into it. Yes, very happy with the decision, and I'm excited for what more we can do in it too.